'Cause I'll ignite the flames of new life. Your glory is always by your side. Our faith will never collide. Through the dark night, there's always a light, always a sign, showing that we will win this fight.
When you feel like everything's dead and in, so hard to stand, the whole world's like a train. Keep taking an L, everything's in vain. You feel so powerless with your bare hand. Speak it out even when your voice shaking, cause we'll make it. Our steps be groundbreaking. We'll be the blockbuster of the season for the sake of freedom. Keep dreaming, compete for the dreams till they retreat. Put on some speed till you hit the beat. Keep moving forward even when your heart's bleeding. Y'all know we're ready to last still ain't. Believe it, hang on for victory. Write a new chapter of history. Don't let anyone define your limit. Sometimes a loss has a lot of meaning in it. I'm a loaded gun with a lot of ammo. Fragile like a bomb, don't crush my ego. Expand the scope, I'm ready for war. Cause fantasy doesn't excite me anymore.
'Cause I'll ignite the flames of new life. Your glory is always by your side. Our faith will never collide. Through the dark night, there's always a light, always a sign, showing that we will win this fight. Win this fight. To collapse, to fall, to break, but always come back stronger.
I'm feeling alive again, my lungs and pupils dilate.
Kneel down to fate, to be the one who conquers.
No one can take away our power and our faith.
'Cause I'll
Compete for the dreams till they retreat. Put on some speed till you hit the peak. Keep moving forward even when your heart's bleeding. You'll know when we're ready to last season. Believe it, hang on for victory. Write a new chapter of history. Don't let anyone find your limit. Sometimes a loss has a lot of meaning in it. I'm a loaded gun with a lot of ammo. Fragile like a bomb, don't crush my ego. Expand the scope, I'm ready for war. Cause fantasy doesn't excite me anymore. When we raise our voices together, filling the void. Trust your gut, then bear the harm. Show 'em who's the GOAT.
I'm feeling alive again. My vessels dilate. All the enemies start to pray, start to escape. No one can take away our power and our faith. Once we showed up in this game, this thrill won't fade away. See us step in the spot, shining like VVS rose. Another one bites the dust, making my adrenaline rush. My crown will never rot, 'cause I'll ignite the flames of new life. Your glory is always by your side. Our faith will never collide. Through the dark night, there's always a light, always a sign, showing that we will
taking an L, everything's in vain. You feel so powerless with your bare hands. Speak it out even when your voice shaking, cause we'll make it. Our steps be groundbreaking. We'll be the blockbuster of the season for the sake of freedom. Keep dreaming, compete for the dreams till they retreat. Put on some speed till you hit the beat. Keep moving forward even when your heart's bleeding. Y'all know we're ready to still ain't. Believe it, hang on for victory. Write a new chapter of history. Don't let anyone define your limit. Sometimes a loss has a lot of meaning in it. I'm a loaded gun with a lot of ammo. Fragile like a bomb, don't crush my ego. Expand the scope, I'm ready for war. Cause fantasy doesn't excite me anymore.
Cause I'll ignite the flames of new life. The glory is always by your side. Our faith will never collide. Through the dark night, there's always a light, always a sign, showing that we will win this fight. Win this fight. To collapse, to fall, to break, but always come back stronger.
I'm feeling alive again, my lungs and pupils dilate.
Kneel down to fate, to be the one who conquers.
No one can take away our power and our faith.
Cause I'll
Compete for the dreams till they retreat. Put on some speed till you hit the peak. Keep moving forward even when your heart's bleeding. Don't know what we're really glass ceiling. Believe it, hang on for victory. Write a new chapter of history. Don't let anyone find your limit. Sometimes a loss has a lot of meaning in it. I'm a loaded gun with a lot of ammo. Fragile like a bomb, don't crush my ego. Expand the scope, I'm ready for war. Cause fantasy doesn't excite me anymore. When we raise our voices together, filling the void. Trust your gut, then bear the palm. Show them who's the GOAT.
I'm feeling alive again. My vessels dilate. All the enemies start to pray, start to escape. No one can take away our power and our faith. Once we showed up in this game, this thrill won't fade away. See us step in the spot, shining like VVS bronze. Another one bites the dust, making my adrenaline rush. My crown will never rot, cause I'll ignite the flames of new life. The glory is always by your side. Our faith will never collide. Through the dark night, there's always a light, always a sign, showing that we will win this fight.
When you feel like everything's dead and in, so hard to stand, the whole world's like a prank. Keep taking an L, everything's in vain. You feel so powerless with your bare hands. Speak it out even when your voice shaking, cause we'll make it. Our steps be groundbreaking. We'll be the blockbuster of the season for the sake of freedom. Keep dreaming, compete for the dreams till they retreat. Put on some speed till you hit the beat. Keep moving forward even when your heart's bleeding. Y'all know we're ready to still ain't. Believe it, hang on for victory. Write a new chapter of history. Don't let anyone define your limit. Sometimes a loss has a lot of meaning in it. I'm a loaded gun with a lot of ammo. Fragile like a bomb. alive again. My lungs and pupils dilate.
Will down to fate to be the one who conquers.
No one can take away our power and our faith.
'Cause I'll
Compete for the dreams, so they retreat. Put on some speed till you hit the peak. Keep moving forward even when your heart's bleeding. You'll know what we're really blessed season. Believe it, bring on for victory. Write a new chapter of history. Don't let anyone find your limit. Sometimes a loss has a lot of meaning. It doesn't want to load gun with a lot of ammo. Fragile like a bomb, don't crush my ego. This man is gone, I'm ready for war. This fantasy doesn't excite me anymore. When we raise our voices together, filling the void. Trust your gut, then bear the harm. Show them who's the goat.
I'm feeling alive again. My vessels dilate. All the enemies start to pray, start to escape. No one can take away our power and our faith. Once we showed up in this game, this thrill won't fade away. See us step in the spot, shining like VVS rose. Another one bites the dust, making my adrenaline rush. My crown will never rot, 'cause I'll ignite the flames of new life. The glory is always by your side. Our faith will never collide. Through the dark night, there's always a light, always a sign, showing that we will win this fight.
When you feel like everything's dead and in, so hard to stand, the whole world's like a prank. Keep taking an L, everything's in vain. You feel so powerless with your bare hands. Speak it out even when your voice shaking, 'cause we'll make it. Our steps be groundbreaking. We'll be the blockbuster of the season for the sake of freedom. Keep dreaming, compete for the dreams, so they retreat. Put on some speed till you hit the beat. Keep moving forward even when your heart's bleeding. Y'all know what we're really glad still ain't. Believe it, hang on for victory. Write a new chapter of history. Don't let anyone define your limit. Sometimes a loss has a lot of meaning in it. I'm a loaded gun with a lot of ammo. Fragile like a bomb, don't crush my ego. Expand the scope, I'm ready for war. 'Cause fantasy doesn't excite me anymore.
'Cause I'll ignite the flames of new life. The glory is always by your side. Our faith will never collide. Through the dark night, there's always a light, always a sign, showing that we will win this fight. Win this fight. To collapse, to fall, to break, but always come back stronger.
I'm feeling alive again, my lungs and pupils dilate.
Will down to fate to be the one who conquers.
No one can take away our power and our faith.
'Cause I'll
Compete for the dreams, so they retreat. Put on some speed till you hit the peak. Keep moving forward even when your heart's bleeding. You'll know what we're really glad season. Believe it, hang on for victory. Write a new chapter of history. Don't let anyone find your limit. Sometimes a loss has a lot of meaning. It doesn't want to load a gun with a lot of ammo. Fragile like a bomb, don't crush
this thrill won't fade away. See us step in the spot, shining like VVS bronze. Another one bites the dust, making my adrenaline rush. My crown will never rot, 'cause I'll ignite the flames of new life. The glory is always by your side. Our faith will never collide. Through the dark night, there's always a light, always a sign, showing that we will win this fight.
When you feel like everything's dead and in, so hard to stand, the whole world's like a train. Keep taking an L, everything's in vain. You feel so powerless with your bare hands. Speak it out even when your voice shaking, 'cause we'll make it. Our steps be groundbreaking. We'll be the blockbuster of the season for the sake of freedom. Keep dreaming, compete for the dreams till they retreat. Put on some speed till you hit the beat. Keep moving forward even when your heart's bleeding. Y'all know we're ready to ceiling. Believe it, hang on for victory. Write a new chapter of history. Don't let anyone define your limit. Sometimes the loss has a lot of meaning in it. Now I'm a loaded gun with a lot of ammo. Fragile like a bomb, don't crush my ego. Expand the scope, I'm ready for war, 'cause fantasy doesn't excite me anymore.
'Cause I'll ignite the flames of new life. The glory is always by your side. Our faith will never collide. Through the dark night, there's always a light, always a sign, showing that we will win this fight. Win this fight. To collapse, to fall, to break, but always come back stronger.
I'm feeling alive again, my lungs and pupils dilate.
Kneel down to fate, to be the one who conquers.
No one can take away our power and our faith.
'Cause I'll
Compete for the dreams till they retreat. Put on some speed till you hit the peak. Keep moving forward even when your heart's bleeding. Don't know what we're ready for that ceiling. Believe it, hang on for victory. Write a new chapter of history. Don't let anyone find your limit. Sometimes the loss has a lot of meaning in it. I'm a loaded gun with a lot of ammo. Fragile like a bomb, don't crush my ego. Expand the scope, I'm ready for war, 'cause fantasy doesn't excite me anymore. When we raise our voices together, filling the void. Trust your gut, then bear the harm. Show 'em who's the goat.
I'm feeling alive again. My vessels dilate. All the enemies start to pray, start to escape. No one can take away our power and our faith. Once we showed up in this game, this thrill won't fade away. See us step in the spot, shining like VVS bronze. Another one bites the dust, making my adrenaline rush. My crown will never rot, 'cause I'll ignite the flames of new
understand the whole world's like a prank. Keep taking an L, everything's in vain. You feel so powerless with your bare hands. Speak it out even when your voice shaking, cause we'll make it. Our steps be groundbreaking. We'll be the blockbuster of the season for the sake of freedom. Keep dreaming, compete for the dreams till they retreat. Put on some speed till you hit the beat. Keep moving forward even when your heart's bleeding. You don't know where we're really glass ceiling. Believe it, hang on for victory. Write a new chapter of history. Don't let anyone define your limit. Sometimes a loss has a lot of meaning in it. Know I'm a loaded gun with a lot of ammo. Fragile like a bomb, don't crush my ego. Expand the scope, I'm ready for war. Cause fantasy doesn't excite me anymore.
Cause I'll ignite the flames from new life. The glory is always by your side. Our faith will never collide. Through the dark night, there's always a light, always a sign, showing that we will win this fight. Win this fight. To collapse, to fall, to break, but always come back stronger.
I'm feeling alive again, my lungs and pupils dilate.
Kneel down to fate, to be the one who
No
conquers.
one can take away our power and our faith.
Cause I'll
Compete for the dreams till they retreat. Put on some speed till you hit the peak. Keep moving forward even when your heart's bleeding. Don't know what we're really glass ceiling. Believe it, hang on for victory. Write a new chapter of history. Don't let anyone find your limit. Sometimes a loss has a lot of meaning. You know I'm a loaded gun with a lot of ammo. Fragile like a bomb, don't crush my ego. Expand the scope, I'm ready for war. Cause fantasy doesn't excite me anymore. When we raise our voices together, filling the void. Trust your gut, then bear the palm. Show 'em who's the GOAT.
I'm feeling alive again. My vessels dilate. All the enemies start to pray, start to escape. No one can take away our power and our faith. Once we showed up in this game, this thrill won't fade away. See us step in the spot, shining like VVS rocks. Another one bites the dust, making my adrenaline rush. My crown will never rot, cause I'll ignite the flames of new life. The glory is always by your side. Our faith will never collide. Through the dark night, there's always a light, always a sign, showing that we will win this fight.
When you feel like everything's dead and in, so hard to stand the whole world's like a prank. Keep taking an L, everything's in vain. You feel so powerless with your bare hands. Speak it out even when your voice shaking, cause we'll make it. Our steps be groundbreaking. We'll be the blockbuster of the season for the sake of freedom. Keep dreaming, compete for the dreams till they retreat. Put on some speed till you hit the beat. Keep moving forward even when your heart's bleeding. You don't know where we're really glass ceiling. Believe it, hang on for victory. Write a new chapter of history. Don't let anyone define your limit. Sometimes a loss has a lot of meaning in it. Know I'm a loaded gun gun with a lot of ammo. Fragile like a bomb, don't crush my ego. Expand the scope, I'm ready for war, cause fantasy doesn't excite me anymore.
Cause I'll ignite the flames of new life. The glory is always by your side. Our faith will never collide. Through the dark night, there's always a light, always a sign, showing that we will win this fight. Win this fight. To collapse, to fall, to break, but always come back stronger.
I'm feeling alive again, my lungs and pupils dilate.
Kneel down to fate, to be the one who conquers.
No one can take away our power and our faith.
Cause I'll
Compete for the dreams, so they retreat. Put on some speed till you hit the peak. Keep moving forward even when your heart's bleeding. You'll know what we're really blessed seeing. Believe it, bring on for victory. Write a new chapter of history. Don't let anyone find your limit. Sometimes a loss has a lot of meaning. You don't know I'm loaded gun with a lot of ammo. Fragile like a bomb, don't crush my ego. Expand the scope, I'm ready for war. Cause fantasy doesn't excite me anymore. When we raise our voices together, filling the void. Trust your gut, then bear the harm. Show them who's the goat.
I'm feeling alive again. My vessel's dilate. All the enemies start to pray, start to escape. No one can take away our power and our faith. Once we showed up in this game, this thrill won't fade away. See us step in the spot, shining like VVS stars. Another one bites the dust, making my adrenaline rush. My crown will never rot, cause I'll ignite the flames of new life. The glory is always by your side. Our faith will never collide. Through the dark night, there's always a light, always a sign, showing that we will win this fight.
When you feel like everything's dead and in, so hard to stand, the whole world's like a train. Keep taking an L, everything's in vain. You feel so powerless with your bare hands. Speak it out even when your voice shaking, cause we'll make it. Our steps be groundbreaking. We'll be the blockbuster of the season for the sake of freedom. Keep dreaming, compete for the dreams, so they retreat. Put on some speed till you hit the beat. Keep moving forward even when your heart's bleeding. Y'all know what we're really glass ceiling. Believe it, hang on for victory. Write a new chapter of history. Don't let anyone define your limit. Sometimes a loss has a lot of meaning in it. I'm a loaded gun with a lot of ammo. Fragile like a bomb, don't crush my ego. Expand the scope, I'm ready for war, cause fantasy doesn't excite me anymore.
Cause I'll ignite the flames of new life. The glory is always by your side. Our faith will never collide.
off again. My lungs and pupils dilate.
Will down to fate to be the one who conquers.
No one can take away our power and our faith.
Cause I'll
And a peak for the dream, so they retreat. Put on some speed so you hit the peak. Keep moving forward even when your heart's bleeding. Don't know what we're bringing glass ceiling. Believe it, bring on victory. Write a new chapter of history. Don't let anyone find your limit. Sometimes a loss has a lot of meaning. You never want loaded gun with a lot of ammo. Fragile like a bomb, don't crush my ego. It's man, it's gone. I'm ready for war. This fantasy doesn't excite me anymore. When we raise our voices together, filling the void. Trust your gut, that they're the pawn. Show them who's the goat.
Good evening to the adventures here, and welcome back to today's live broadcast of the first day of the Ragnarok Origin Southeast Asia Thor Cup semifinals. I'm Abigail, your casters, and I will not be alone because I have Nikki here.
Hello everyone, good evening, and once again, welcome to the Thor Cup, again with Abigail and Nikki. Abigail, it's been a while, but now we're reconnected once again.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely, absolutely. And the Thor Cup itself stands as one of the most crucial events in the Midgard continent. And after rigorous screening, we have finally reached the semi-finals, Nikki Nikki.
Correct. Strength meets strength. Through a 6-day round robin group stage and the knockout stages from top 32 to top 8. We'll be here on the channel to witness the birth of the Thor Cup champions.
Exactly. So, before we kick off today's match, let's take a moment to review the tournament rules because this is going very interesting and it's pretty much different with what we saw on the previous Odin Cup. So, the first, fourth, and the seventh matches are team deathmatch, with both teams setting up their composition at the same time. And the second and also the fifth match modes are chosen by the early hand team, whereas the third and sixth are chosen by the late hand team. The team that chooses the match modes needs to set up their composition first. Each team can have no more than 2 identical jobs. Each member can participate in a maximum of 3 matches in the first 6 matches. So if we find a score is 3 against 3, the participant from each player will be reset to 0. So every single player from each side will be competing again. And also for the adventurers who are offline, fail to enter the tournament lobby, or are the third, fourth, or the fifth identical job in their party will be unable to participate in battles. Unlike the qualification matches, each elimination match is played by a team of 5 members. So we will see any crowded screen, Nikki.
Yes, and now I think we're gonna show them the different maps for our evening's tournament for the Thor Cup. So for the team, all right. So before that, of course, the team deathmatch will be on Saturday, 1800 until 1810. That's going to be the first match. This is for the elimination matches, all right. And then what exactly happens is that the map will be chosen by the early hand team or the initiating team, and then the next one will be chosen by the late hand team. And then we can see that fourth match will once again be team deathmatch. Fifth match once again by the initiating team or early hand team. Sixth match will be by the late hand team or following team. And finally, seventh match will be team deathmatch. So again, first, fourth, and seventh will be team deathmatch. On the other hand, second, third, and fifth and sixth matches will be decided by either of the team, which will be playing for tonight, Abigail.
Exactly. So the very important thing about the second, third, as well as the rest of the match, except the seventh, will be very crucial for each side. So they need to, pick wisely. But let's take a look at the advancement pass as well as the modes that we're going to play. The first is team deathmatch, the second is card contest, and the third one is shapeshift ops, and last one is blood and gold. And this is the modes that can be chosen from 2 parties.
Yes. And do you have any particular all right, before I ask you your favorite map, let's tell the viewers what's going to be the rewards for elimination matches. Of course, there will be diamonds, nyan berries, rare sigil, and statue boxes as well, light and dark feathers, diamond space chest, and king statue pack for the first, second, third, fourth, until the 32nd place. So no one's going home barehanded. Everyone's gonna take a chunk of that prize pool. And also, Abigail, look at that. The first placers will get their official title Thor Cup 2023 portrait frame and shot babble. It's going to be like gold and then silver. Is this silver or blue? And then the third and fourth place until the 32nd place will also have their own titles, frames, and shot bubbles as well.
Yeah, so everyone who already reached this 32 team eliminations will receive a big reward. But don't worry to all the adventurers here with us in the live streaming, because we already prepared something for you too. So just make sure you stay tuned with us until the end of the stream, Nikki.
Yes, and we will be showing them later on what's inside. So keep on sharing the live stream or keep on typing your favorite teams. And talking about teams, this is the roadmap to the top 4. We started strong with 32 teams here, going down to 16-8 last night, and now we're down to 4. And now Abigail and me will be covering the first match for the roadmap to top 4, we have here Rice and Bostony. Any thoughts regarding Rice and Bostony? Because Abigail really know them personally.
Yeah, since we come from the same country and we talk a lot about how this World Cup will go, and also maybe we can share a little bit how the strategy will works from each parties, or maybe the trickiest part about having each modes during this World Cup. But as for today, we only cover for one match only, and this is going to be Rice versus Boston, and they will play to best of 7 series.
Yes, Abigail. And will it be another history written here at ROO Global between these two teams, or teams? Because we already saw them last time during the Odin Cup, right? Rice and home, and once again Rice versus Bostony. And I've also had a sneak peek with the compositions of their jobs, Abigail. So for Bostony, they didn't change their names, but for Rice, they changed their names to L and I. So it's kind of confusing now.
Yeah, I know, right? It's always confusing to see your opponent change their nickname to I and L. So but still, I think it's a pretty good strategy to confuse your enemy, so they just don't know who they're talking to, or maybe who they're against to, or maybe they will try to figure out, and they will spend more time to figure out which person or which player should be eliminated first than the others.
Exactly. The one who really has a huge impact with team fights, that's going to be the one you have to focus fire. And I also noticed that they've been, as for Rice, they employed a lot of sages, professors. On the other hand, for Bostony, they do have a hefty amount of biochemists. So later on, Abigail and me will be seeing that together with you guys.
Yeah. And as I mentioned before, for every single adventurers here that station with us will receive a bountiful rewards, and this is the rewards that you guys can receive. So before the 5 minutes before the game start, you will receive bountiful rewards, and for the round 1, round 2, round 3, 4, 5, 6, and until 7, you will got every single thing in front of your screen.
Wow. So for the first 5 minutes, we'll get Zennies, Diamonds, and Eden Coins. On the other hand, as it progresses, the prices progresses as well. So are we gonna go and see a match number 7, or round number 6 here? Let's find out later on. But yeah, Abigail mentioned a while ago that this is going to be a best of 7. But yeah, rewards for reaching online viewing numbers, Abigail, here. For the first 10K viewers, we'll be giving away these tickets and the scrolls. On the other hand, for 20K viewers, we also have that milestone goals, and finally 30K viewers. So keep on sharing the live stream now.
Yeah, just share this live stream to your families, to your friends, or maybe your exes, or maybe your school friends. Every single person that you can send this live stream and gather them here with us, so you can hit the milestone and you'll receive every single reward that we provide to you.
Yeah, so it's not just the players who's going to have something here in our tournament, but also everyone. And after every match, we'll also be giving away this for the semi-final 1 and 2, and for the grand finals on I think on Saturday.
Yeah, so I believe this is the same amount of reward like Odin Cup, but it's just the amount of per session, or maybe the contains of each rewards is kind of different. But I believe this is a very useful items for you guys, so just make sure you stay tuned with us until the end of the stream, and don't forget to claim every single rewards.
Yes, and talking about rewards, we also have we are also promoting our community at Discord. We will be flashing that right now, guys. We also have exclusive rewards available only in our official Discord community, so please do join, because this is an exclusive invitation from our Discord tavern. You'll be able to get free in-game items, daily access to massive collection of game guides, find teammates, meet your friends, or maybe loved one in the future. Be the first to know about the patch update. So all you have to do is to join Discord and acquire a role to get a substantial reward. So click on the start channel, and everything will be really easy for you. You just have to say hello, and everyone will welcome you into the community.
Yeah, the community of Ragnarok Origin is so warm and also very friendly and helpful at the same time. And also don't forget to guys to follow our social media such as Facebook and YouTube channel, which is you are looking now. And this live stream is always on, and our live YouTube channel is Ragnarok Origin Global.
Yes, so don't forget to follow us on all of our social media channels. And I believe that we also have some KOLs to be live streaming the live right now. We have Oka, Touchy, Boost, Boo. I personally saw her last Odin Cup, Pop Channel, Boy Minoru, Akita Gaming, Rising Phase, Victor, and Ginger. All you have to do is to just like type on their handles, and then you can watch their live streams now.
Yeah, and if you prefer to watch these live streaming with them, we will let you go with them, but we prefer to stay with us, of course.
Yes.
I mean, like, this is the official channel, man.
Exactly. Yeah. You know, Abigail and Nikki were kind of clingy, so don't go anywhere else. Watch the live stream together with us.
Yeah, but still, even though it will be exciting and entertaining to watch it with your favorite YouTuber, still need your help to reach the milestone with us. So keep sharing, because sharing is caring.
And all right, so I believe that we're just about to see the first match of the evening. Abigail, let's keep the tension and the pressure coming. Any thoughts with these teams, Bostony and Rise?
Okay. About Bostony, as long as I know about them, is going to be a very tough and very close match between Rise. Yeah, we know Rise is a very organized and also very structured team, and they played really well. A very good comps, but I believe Bostony have the same qualifications to reach this top 32 stage, and especially top 4 before we reach the grand final. So I expect a lot of things from Bostony as well, because I don't think this is going to be a 4-0, but I believe it can be a 4-3.
We'll see. But before we really connect our thoughts, we have our first code to be redeemed here, Thor Cup Live Start. All you have to do is to click on the rewards, scroll down until the end, and then input this and redeem the first code. I'll be doing that later after the stream, of course.
I'm doing it now.
Yes. Oh, Abigail's claiming it now.
I can do a lot of multitasking at the same time.
Multitasking at its finest. But yeah, I want to have a really good storyline here, Abigail. I want a redemption arc for Boston. I want revenge. Because we watched them during the Odin Cup, and Rise definitely has risen. I want to have a revenge. So I'm kind of looking forward on how Boston will be able to adjust this time around. How about you?
Yeah, because as long as I remember, what Boston brought us during Odin Cup is pretty much readable for with Rice, and Rice just they do a calculation accurately and they execute their strategy really well. But on the other hand, Boston suffered a lot of struggles, but experience already learned by Boston, I believe. So I just expect a lot of interesting things upcoming.
Same here. So will we be having a revenge arc for Bostony, or will Rise still remain at the tippity top of our tournament? Let's find out later. I believe that our players are already inside the lobby just preparing themselves. And what's interesting, you mentioned this about the maps. You mentioned that it will be tricky because these maps, they employ different kinds of strategy per map. So what do you think is going to be the first map of the evening? Look at that.
I believe it depends with the composition of each team, especially if you see any team bring 2 assassins. I think the second map should be Blood and Gold because it's a very convenient map for this kind of job. But for Rise, oh my god, here we go again. But I know the leader is KCB and X. Yeah.
I can't recall the names, but they definitely changed it now, but they stick with the jobs. They still have 4 professors, 2 biochemists, 2 hypers. Actually, I think they're the only team who has 2 hypers, because some of the teams, they tend to go for 1 champion and 1 hyper. So this is going to be interesting, Abigail. And can you recall their names?
I believe it's Provencool, Dylan Pros, Kodok, KCBNX as the leader. Karsten Tiki Taka is a very important component in Rise. Yanro is supposed to be there too. Kenbu, I'm not really sure.
Okay.
I'm not really sure. But let's take a look at the opponent, which is Varsity. We have PBV. It is not VPP, but it's PBV. As long as I remember, there's 4 types of PvP players, like a VBP, PBV, PvP. I only know 4. I only know 3, but PBV now takes the lead, and 2 assassins. This is why I expect from a team that will try to secure Blood and Gold map. And 2 priests is a very important thing if you want to drag the match to every single deathmatch.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And having 2 assassins, which right now the meta is they've been using Soul Destroyer. Especially they put in the elements, except from poison, of course. They also try to do other elements in that, but we also have 2 biochemists. But what's interesting is that they only have 2 professors as compared to the 4 professors or sages from Rise. And now, Abigail, you can only deploy a player thrice, and after deploying them 3 times, you can no longer use them. So our team captain really needs to think: are they gonna go all out in the first match, or are they gonna reserve some players? So that's what's tricky here. Especially the starting lineup will be revealed now by Rise.
Yeah, I agree. And deploying every single players and will be very tricky for each parties, because each player only can participate in 3 games, so you need to think carefully which player will be played in certain modes. And for that match, High Priest plays an important role because they can resurrect, and for each player be resurrected by the High Priest wouldn't decrease their life point, right?
Yes, and I'm actually curious why they don't have champs, because they usually the other teams have champions in order for them to one hit the MVPs if ever they try to go for the shape of this map. But yeah, card contest, I really love this map. It's my favorite because you tend to like go near the card, and there are some orbs to actually boost you up. But yeah, for Boston, this is going to be their starting lineup. They have Zybro, Stephen Chow, PVB, Bosti, and VVP. So they have the champ, they have the high priest, and 2 biochemists and 1 professor, as compared to Rice, who has 2 professors. So that's the difference.
2 professors and 2 assassins. As I mentioned before, this kind of rosters will be perfect for Blood and Gold. It's a very assassin heavy games, but on the other hand, looking at how Rise set up their players, this is going to be interesting because Rise, on the other hand, they have a lot of players who has the crowd control, and I don't see that on Boston sides, but still pretty much balanced on Boston setups.
And we're just about to see how it's going to play out. Looking at the defined power difference, of course, we can see that somehow Rise really went all out in this one. You mentioned about the AoEs and the controls as well. This is going to be team deathmatch. This is so straightforward. All you have to do is to kill, and everyone's entitled for 3 lives. And after 3 lives, you're no longer be able to actually go back and fight. So you really need to just wipe the opponent. And having a priest, compared to Bostony, both of them do have a priest, but the only thing is Bostony has a champion. Will it help Bostony in this kind of lineup?
Yeah, that's one of our questions. So let's start the first game
Wow.
of Rise and Bastion, and it's already crowded
Wow.
here, Riki Riki. Wow.
Yes, Golden Glow already. Terminal Wings has been deployed. Frozen Worlds as well. We can see a lot of damages being given here right now. But everyone's still so tanky. Abigail still holding onto their dear lives. No one is dying. But let me take it back. As Rise is kind of wiped out too from their staff.
Yeah, but I believe this is going to be very interesting on right side. At first, they hold a very good AOE control towards the enemy, but Bostony, since they have less tanky than Rice did, but they try to secure on their side wings to just lock Rice in one point, and they just wipe them out.
Yes, exactly. Talking about 1 point, they are trying to keep on a stack. But we can see a lot of fires here right now. This is coming from the acid demonstration of our biochems. We do have a lot. We can also see here that they're pushing now. Rice is currently pushing towards the spawn area of Bostony. VVP there, trying their best to actually withstand this and push back from the respawn area, because you don't want to be respawn camped right now.
But the only player that left from Bostony is just the Boss T, and with 2 lives left, I don't think it will be giving Bostony a good position as well as the condition. When Rice, maybe they are wiped out once, but look how strong they are, and they're going to secure the last kill from Bostony, and they just win the game. And I think this is escalated very quickly from Rice, Nikki.
Yes, just when you thought that they will be having the redemption arc for the match number 1, Rise was able to bounce back from that sweep and push them towards the respawn area. We've seen how fast it happened. It all happened, Abigail. It's like just in a blink of an eye. And if you're not paying too much attention, that's just so hard to spectate. But we've seen during the early round, we've seen that the terminal wings has been exhausted early, super early.
Yeah, I can see how hard the struggle that Bosnia suffered for on the first game, especially this that match, because the very first question I got in my head when I saw the composition of Bosnia team is, where's the tank? And how they're going to, hold the damage from every single high wizards from Rice, and this is going to be one problem for them. And on the other hand, Rice is doing their job to hold their position with high wizards. As I mentioned before, high wizard provides AOE control that is very powerful, so they can funnel their supports to one their tank and also the very very high damage players, such as the ALK, and everything just went smoothly on Rice side because Bustody just don't have any idea how to separate this composition from Rice.
Yeah, so now we're down to the question how they're gonna adjust for the next map, because next map will be the drafted map, or the map that they've chosen for match number 2 and 3 for the evening. I'm seeing the champion really struggled, so it made me think, is it really good choice to actually employ a champion for deathmatch, or just reserve the champion for the MVP shapeshift ops? So that's one of the questions that I'm asking myself right now. You did mention a lot of AoEs and controls, and Rice was able to capitalize on those.
Yeah, and also not to mention about having a lot of biochemists on your deck, which will means your composition is less tanky than your opponent. So if you don't provide a lot of a big burst damage, it will be another problem for your team.
And yes, now we can see here our stats for the first match. Wow. I'm just out here with the biochemist, racking up 8 kills and 8 assists, giving himself the title MVP with 14.7 score from that assist and kills. Everyone do have kills as well. Even the High Priest has kill. 1 kill for the High Priest. From the Lord Knight, we have 1 kill as well. Yeah, I think so. 2 professors, but actually it's the biochemist who did all the damage here, Abigail.
Yeah, because this kind of composition will rely too much on these two biochemists to reduce the tank side of the rice and to reduce their tankiness. But it is going not to be happen because they only have one high wizards, and it is not going to provide a lot of AoE control because from the right side they have two high wizards and also one biochemist is enough because they don't have any tank on Bastony side.
Yeah, but that's just game number 1 for the evening. We still have more matches to be played, and probably, hopefully, for match number 2, Boston will be able to adjust their lineup because we can see how strong Rise is an opponent. But hold that thought because we already be giving you our redeem code number 2. Ta-da!
Exactly. Just redeem right away this redeem code on your phone and or maybe on your desktop computer and enjoy the rewards. And we are now we'll continue to the second game. I believe there's 2 games will give advantage to Bostony. First is card contest and second one is blood and gold, but I prefer they choose blood and gold first to at least secure the points.
Yes, if they can, like, one hit Rise, because as far as I'm concerned, and we witnessed a while ago, that was a bloodbath, and they can't even like take out so many kills during that match. So I'm still in doubt, but let's see how Boston will be able to bounce back and adjust their lineup, probably employ more professors or to hold against the biochemist because the biochemist from Rise is just too strong.
Yeah, but on the other hand, we still haven't seen Bostony deploy their assassins. I think
Yes.
to play in card contest and also blood and gold and deploy your assassin will be playing important role on Bostony sides. But the Rise is going to choose the next map.
Yes, they will be the initiating team, and then our following team will be Bostony. Now we will be showing you guys the starting lineup and of course the map. I wonder which map will they get. I really want to see card contest.
Having card contest is also very convenient for Rise side because they still have the damage power and also they have the high wizards. And deploying another high wizards because they still have 2 high wizards and they don't I don't think they need to put a high priest because card contest is basically you just escorting the card and also try to find a way to block your enemies to escort the card further, so it's pretty simple.
Yes. That's why I like it. That's why I like it because I don't even get the energy orbs. I don't collect the energy orbs. What we do is like we just wipe them face to face and then escort the cart until the very end. It has 2 what do you call this, checkpoints, but what we do is they just PvP 5v5 and we don't actually do the collection of orbs. But there you go. It's going to be card contest. And the starting lineup will be 2 professors. Once again, Lord Knight, Biochemist, and the High Priest. I think this is the same lineup, Abby.
Yeah, pretty much the same and pretty much the same objective as well from this kind of composition, and our expectations with this kind of composition will be they will provide supports to 1 card, so only maybe only the biochemist will stay with the card and the rest will try rolling around and find someone to kill or trying their best to hold their opponent card.
Yes, and what I like about the card contest here, because the initial thing to do is always the clash at the middle. Who gets the card first? And wipe the opposing enemy first actually dictates the pacing and the momentum of the game.
Yeah, but as if Bostony brought their 2 assassins, it will be
different
it can be
story.
a game changer. It can be a class party. It can be a game changer. Like finally they dropped their 1 assassin, and this assassin is supposed to be the one who hunt every single Rise players.
Yes, and interestingly enough, Abigail, they don't have a stage to employ. They did not employ a stage here. So we do have 2 biochemists, 1 champ, and no high priest, all right? And 2
Now they
Assassin.
deploy two assassins. Yeah. Now they
Okay,
deploy
okay.
two assassins and one high wizard. So I expect one person will, or maybe two persons will
Two.
escort the card and do the hold and maybe push their opponents away. While on the other hand, the assassins will try to their best job. I mean, this is going to be very interesting to see if Rice can hold their backlines because if they're going to face two assassins, it will be very bad position for them.
They haven't locked in. Okay, they haven't locked in. They're still shuffling and juggling through their players. Again, you can only deploy your player 3 times. Okay, so we can see Bosti has already been deployed twice. And that's going to be the final lineup. Abby, they actually debated us with that kind of lineup. Now they do have 2 biochemists and one champ high priest, and they do not have any assassin now.
Yeah, I actually questioning a little bit why they don't try to put one of assassin in this card contest. Maybe they're trying to save it for Blood and Gold because they want to deploy two assassins at the same time. But having this kind of composition might delay it a little bit. But I think Boston just can play a little bit defensive with this kind of composition.
Exactly. And at this kind of tournament, you don't want to be playing passively. You want to be playing aggressively. You want to rack up the points. You want to be the first one to get all 4 points from the best of 7 series for this evening. So for Boston, not employing even a single assassin for this match is going to be different story. Let's find out as we begin card contest.
Yeah, the card contest now is begin, and each party is now set up their positions. They're trying to, deal some damage. On the other hand, I think a lot of players from Boston struggle a little bit, especially their tank decaying and just died. Nikki.
I am seeing a lot of Golden Glow being deployed right now. Even Frozen Worlds has been committed once more. And as again, Bosti will be the first one to go down. One Sage from Rice is actually receiving damage. Both of them, but still recovering. Nice heal from the High Priest, but one of their Professor will die as well as Peking. We're still here at the middle. The card is still uncontested, Abigail.
Yeah, Peking died twice in this short match because the AoE just hold him to move further, and one biochemist is enough to reduce the tankiness of this paladin. And also, since Boston didn't have any bigger damage than Rice did, and it's just open a chance for Rice to do a push to Boston.
Exactly. Now is the push that we've all been waiting for, and it's going to be at the Rice's side. Bosti receiving damage. Azura Strike won't be enough as he will go down once more in our tournament right now. We're currently watching 3 players from Rice here. From Boston. And this is going to be Zybro hiding and going for a acid demonstration as well, impaling the targets, but not dealing any damage. All I can see right now is Rice is definitely super tanky. That once again, Zybro's gonna go down, peeking to BBP, and the rest will be wiped right now. Abigail, this is just a catastrophe.
Oh my god, I love the way how Rice just funneled all of their support to one point and just pushed the enemy to a corner and just cornered the enemy because first they maybe Boston tried to reduce the tankiness of the LK first, but it is not really working because this behind this LK they have a very strong high priest and provided a very good AoE is just giving their game is just easier.
Exactly. The game is looking so easy, all thanks to the AoEs coming from the Sages and the Biochemists from Team Rise. And now we can see here that Boston is struggling and being pushed towards their respawn area. And if it's a card contest, you don't want the card to be pushed onto your area here. We can see now the checkpoint all to Rice's favor. And we are not done yet, Abigail, as we are seeing another clash here. Boston cannot reposition themselves at the back line. They are now receiving damage. BBP single-handedly taking all the damage. He is so tanky, but still won't be enough to actually kill someone from Rise.
Wow, and the card is almost come to the finish from right side, and I don't see any, any counter attack from Varsity. They use the same composition, and they still have no idea, and they still haven't figured out how to counter the composition of Rice. They can't lay a damage to Rice yet, killing them. But the chains is now ticking, and as the time ticking, they will lose a lot of things at the same time.
BBP is down once more, once again. But now that's going to be the conclusion of our match number 2. And again, a different player this time around. This is not a biochemist who's going to be our MVP, but it's going to be the professor or stage with 14 kills. Am I right? I want to take a look at that later on. But Abigail, that was a complete catastrophe for Boston as they cannot hold all the damages and punishment being given to them by Rice.
Yeah, because after you solve the problem about the tankiness of your composition, and damage is another thing that you need to be solved. And I don't see any damage, enough damage provided by the players from Boss City late to Rice players, and that's why they keep push on the corner.
Exactly, they are pushed into a corner, especially pushed towards their spawn area. And if it's a card contest, you don't want to be pushed around. You want to. I'm seeing how their stack for Boston is trying to regroup and go at the backside, but it's just that Rice is so tanky. Aside from dealing so much damage, they're so tanky as well. And we will be giving you guys the stats for that game number 2.
Let's check it out. The statistic will be kind of one-sided to Rice, because only Rice players can secure a lot of kills, while Boston, as I mentioned before, maybe they finally put one tank in front of their front line as their front line, but the other problem is not being solved, which is the damage. Where's your damage, and maybe you only have the tank, you only have the support, so the objective between these kind of position is just to bear the damage laid from your enemies.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more with what Abigail told us about damage and being tanky. And being tanky is one problem to be solved, and having this damage to deal is another problem to be handled once more. And look at how the distribution of the kills right now for Rice, it's not dispersed or scattered evenly. It's the professor with 14 kills during that matchup, and with that kind of play, you want to have single-handedly handle the professor, who has a really huge impact in that match. Sadly, they don't have a stalker to actually intimidate this professor to get him out of the game. So yeah, they don't have any stalker or anyone to deal with the professor. If ever they got the assassin, will it be a different story? I wonder.
I believe it will be giving us a different game if Boston brought their assassin at least one, just to crushing the Rice backlines, because I believe this is what is more important, is instead of just facing them from the front line, because I don't think they have any chance to face them forward like that.
Yes, and that's just match number 2. This is the best of 7 once again to everyone who's currently watching right now. It's still me, Nikki, and Abigail, and we are currently covering the Thor Cup here semifinals. We have another redeem code, so please do redeem it over here. It's 1122 CRO.
Yeah, so we already gave you guys free redeem codes, so just enjoy the gift, and don't forget to keep sharing this live stream to every single friends or families, or maybe your schoolmates, or maybe office mates, everyone, every single person in your social media, and gather them here, because we don't only want to share the redeem codes for every single rounds, but we also want to share the milestone rewards for you guys.
Yes, that's what I want to talk about, because we do have milestone rewards for the views. So all you have to do is to share it, what Abigail mentioned. And again, this is just match number 2. We're currently 2-0, guys. So if you're rooting for Boston, now's the chance to actually boost their morale, keep on commenting hashtag Bostony to actually cheer them up. Of course, if you're a Rise supporter as well, hashtag Rise, go and support your favorite teams.
Yeah, because leaving behind with 2-0 for Boston surely gave them a little bit more pressure on their shoulder, and to get the support from their fans or can be, lift a little bit of their burden in their shoulders.
Exactly. And we're moving on towards map number 3 or game number 3. And again, it will be decided by the initiating team, and our lineup will be revealed later on. But let's talk about what happened during that match. Boston haven't deployed their assassins yet. Are they planning to have a secret strategy? What do you think, Kat?
I do think so about deploying a secret strategy from Boston sides, because having 2 assassins is very blood and gold heavy side, I believe, because that's the very convenient map for this kind of jobs. But I still wondering why they don't deploy at least one assassin on their composition, just to make Rice just kind of overthinking about what should they do, because if you don't have any single job to crushing Rice backlines, you basically gave them every single advantage. First, they have the tank. Second, they have the support. The third one, they have the sub support, which is providing the buff to their opponent. And lastly, the damage dealer. So every single component in Rise is already set up in one position. So if you want to raid them, you need to slash them from the back. And that's the thing that I couldn't see from Boston's side as long as we watched the 2 games.
Yes, and you mentioned about Blood and Gold, Abby. I think they're gonna opt for a Blood and Gold match later on. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, probably. Let's find out, because Boston will be the team to choose the map for our match number 3. And you also mentioned that we're still early in our match. We still have more matches this evening. Let's find out how Boston will be able to adjust here for match number 3, or probably deploy their assassins. And yes, you mentioned about their backlines being well protected for Rice, and it's just so hard for Boston to destroy their stack and the backlines as well. Let's find out if having the assassin to go in and actually destroy the backline of Rice will be able to benefit and actually win them some game finally in our series.
I personally don't want to lay a lot of comments for Boston first, because I don't want to get to bring like the second match. I mean, like, we're talking about our analysis, and they decided to change it in the last minute.
Of course, they haven't locked in the players yet. All right.
Yeah. And I'm afraid they will give us another surprise. And now, this is the right time for Blood and Gold. And as I predicted, the 2 assassins will be brought by Bostony to Blood and Gold. And it will give them a lot of advantage. So the assassin can just hide and seek for every single squishy players from Rise. But I wonder what composition that Rice will bring to do a counter for Boston.
But it's just so hard to go up near a stage or professor. And also in Blood and Gold, I tend to actually get the gold is because I'm tanky as a high priest. But looking at the lineup, they don't have a high priest here. So I'm probably thinking that for Boston, they're opting to go for the last minute kill. Killing the player with most goals and actually just stealing it from Rice. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna play it like that. But for Rice, let's find out their lineup really soon.
This is going to be interesting to see the last minute change again from Boston, because they just changed one player and put a paladin again. But I think the objective and the main objective from Boston is to create a space for their two assassins and make sure Rice players only distracted to three players at the same time, while on the other hand, they will try to tracking where's the two assassins and looking at Rice compositions. They also put one assassin, so it will be perfect for executing the biochemist. Okay, and since Boston didn't have high priest, I think they will have less, like strength and less tanky, and especially to provide supports more to the paladin.
Through sustain and support.
Yeah, the sustainability.
But yes, Abigail, this is going to be the last chance for the High Priest to be deployed. The remaining deploy count for this High Priest is going to be 1. So this is her or his last game for the evening. But yeah, this is the first time that we'll be seeing the assassin from Arise. On the other hand, still we will be seeing 2 professors and 1 biochemist. I think the only difference is that Peking will still be here to hold the gold and finally deal physical damage somehow. On the other hand here, we will be seeing still sustain, and the support coming from the High Priest from Rice. So the question here, will it be Rice with their lineup to win Blood and Gold, or will Boston be able to bounce back with a 2-1 sweep here for our series? We will find out in just a bit.
Yeah, this is going to be very interesting because these kind of 2 compositions, have a very different setup. I think Rice's best setup is just do 4-1 positions. 4 players need to be stacked in one position and cannot be separated. While on the other hand, Boston, if they can play well, they can just, break the formation of Rice, and this is the time for the assassin to do their job. But what happened? Nikki, I saw 3 players from Boston just died.
Sorry, I was so amazed with the Polar Knight. This is the first time that I've seen the Terminal Wings level 3, that purple one that's sticking at the upper corner of our screens. But yeah, we're currently watching this player here. There's going to be the assassin with 2 goals up his head. Backsliding out of the going back here with Cybro, just receiving all the damage there. Abigail currently 4-1 with the gold. All I can see or say is that what they are doing right now, Abigail, is that they're not gathering gold at all. They are not. What they're doing is they're PvPing and they're killing one another.
But I want to mention a top-notch timing from the High Priest, because I see the 2 players from Rice has almost died, and the right timing healing is just provide more supports to Rice players, and Boston failed that timing.
Yes, it's all about timing and pacing, but we can see Zybro here with the Ascent demonstration going for the backside of Rice, but still very tanky and well sustained by the High Priest, as what Abigail mentioned. We saw the Frozen World being casted a while ago, and right now all I can say is that Rice is not aware. I mean, they are not prioritizing the gold. What they're doing is actually just going for the kills right now, letting Boston get all the gold and probably stealing it after.
Yeah, because if you want to face them in front of their eyes to kill the goblins, it will give them a lot of advantage. Because having a paladin in Boston size is always give them the advantage. While on the other hand, Rice is now this squishy one, and if they gather in one position, it will just give the space to another assassins. So they just need to move around together and just killing one by one each person from Boston.
You are correct to move around together, but what I'm seeing right now is this Biochemist is on a rampage, killing Zybro in the process. Once again, Terminal Wings Golden Glow has been casted as well. We can see here, Abigail, is that they're destroying the stack of Bostony. They don't want Bostony to be going around together. They are destroying it, and they are so successful, or Rice is successful in destroying the stack of Bostony. Skyfall going back into the battle with the Firebolt here, not dealing so much, as Lupin on the other hand is now being downed and about by our players from Rice. But hold that thought, as we have some redemption codes to be given to our viewers.
Yeah, don't forget to redeem that code. And I think I mentioned before about how Boston can counter Rise with their composition. They need to, go with three players and open a space for the assassin. But what happened here is just the opposite. Yes, Rise just collected four players and move around with four players at the same time and killing one by one person from Boston. And at the same time, the assassin is just move around looking which players is already almost dying.
Through that. And I can sense a huge confidence here from Rice because you can see they're racking up all the kills. Someone's already dominating and killing peeking there. And look at the gold Abigail 25-3. This is just so hard for Boston to come back. Because every time they want to have their stack and to push forward slowly, it's just so happened that the assassin or the biochemist coming from Rice is so successful in destroying their defense, in destroying their staff. You can see here Cybro trying to look for a kill, demonstration, acid demonstration being committed as well. But if you wanna be the damage dealer, there should be some people from your team to be collecting the gold. But right now, I couldn't see it as they already have 2 golds and 34 for Rice.
This is going to be very hard for Boston because they lose lots of goals, 37 against 2, and the Goblins almost died with less than 2%. And the last goal from the Goblins will be very bountiful, but Rice wouldn't stop their formation. They wouldn't stop, even lower their speed and their aggressiveness against Boston, Nikki.
Yes, and the countdown begins. After you kill the goblin, we will be left with 60 seconds remaining, and the team with the most gold will win. Who's gonna be it? Will it be Rice, or will Boston be able to steal all the golds from Rice? But all I can say is Rice is playing on point. They are on point, fluid in their movements. Look at their stack. You can see how they're always together and always their skills are being complemented. Charge attack, acid demonstration, you can see as well here. And a frozen word will be committed because see a lot of terminal is being dumped right now as we are now down to 13 seconds before we conclude this third match of the evening.
Wow. And less than 5 seconds, the game will be over, and the goal between these two teams is 43 against 16. And now Rice taking the third game with 3-0 against Boston. The only one game left to secure the win.
Only one more game left for Boston's redemption. But for now, Rice will be having the 3-0 sweep in our series for the best of 7 series. And I saw what happened there in a blink of an eye. Everything's just came crashing. We can see that Boston was able to commit all their skills, their AoEs, and even the terminal wings as well. But having a high priest, you mentioned that. Abigail, you mentioned that the high priest's sustain was on point, even saving 2 of Rice's member. So it's just so hard to down or kill players from Rice if they have a really good support.
But on the other hand, the main objective of Boston composition is with 3 players, which means the paladin, the biochemist, and also the last player, except the 2 assassin, is to break the space, break the formation of Rice players who will do a 4-1 position or maybe 5 or for a couple of seconds, and they will separate to 4-1 position. So the assassin will hide and find a chance to just slay one biochemist or just to distract the paladins, because the paladins will have a 2 burdens. First, they need to be the space opener for their team, and the second, they need to track down and hunt down the assassin. So the job for these assassins, especially on both parties, is just to hide and see any chance. If needed, they will show themselves and try to distract the opponents. But that's not happen on Boston sets, because the Rice always come in one position and moving around, and they try to lock one person with 4%. With their 4 players, and that's going to be the fall of Boston, and they just did it again and again. And the assassin work is just easier on right side, but On the other hand, Bostonese assassins is just kind of frustrated because each time players from Rise has come up in one position, they didn't have any chance because they lose the tank, and also they didn't have any time to lay the buff reduction to Rise players, so they suffer during that game to find any chance and to open a chance with their bodies, especially talking about assassin, which is very squishy. It's just like digging your own graveyard.
Yes, and now we will be showing you the stats of our match number 3 right now. It has been mentioned and discussed by Abigail what boiled down, what went down, what went wrong. And I think that's pretty clear enough that the Assassin Cross, I think this is the what do you call this? The lethal weapon of Rise. They unleashed, not the Kraken, they unleashed the power of the Assassin Cross here, Abigail. 25 too. And that's so scary. And on the other hand, we can see Boston really struggled. Even though Maybase was able to rack up 11 kills, and that's a huge improvement. Honestly, a huge improvement for the team. It's just so hard for them. You mentioned they are going around and about. They're trying to go for the backline. They wanted to destroy the stack and the defense of Rise. But Rise, they have studied their assignments and they are actually ahead of everything else. And I think which makes them so flawless in the execution of their current lineup. But hold a thought, we still have more codes to be given away to our dear viewers. And if you're currently watching right now, now's the time for you to share the live stream and redeem this code.
Yeah, just keep reading every single code, because I believe we already sent you 4 codes, even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 codes even.
Can recall
for you guys. Yeah, 5 codes. So the first one is 5 minutes before the game start, and for the 3 rounds, and also the 10K viewers. So I love you guys. Just reading all of the codes. Enjoy your viewers, as we will going to enjoy the maybe last game. I don't know, because this is 3-0, and if Boston couldn't get any bounce back against Rise, there will be end here.
Yes, and of course, we want to see more matches. We want to unlock different milestones. Remember, the more games that our players play, the more rewards we unlock. So that's why, we want to unlock more games. Hopefully, we'll be able to see more. But we also mentioned a while ago, Abigail, that the first, 4th, and 7th matches will be that match. So it has already been pre-selected. Now we're just waiting for the starting lineup of each team. Rise, we're currently watching of Rise, and we see here that 3 players from Rise has already been deployed 3 times.
Yeah, so they're going to use the second lineup, which is in terms of their power is lowered from their first lineup, and this is pretty much the same with what they did on the previous deathmatch. I don't see any difference, so the objective pretty much will be the same. But I wonder what will possibly do, because I do agree if Boston already tried to learn their lesson, because they trying to do a different approach by the time the game goes on. But it's just they only have one strategy in their pocket, and once the strategy didn't work out, they don't have anything left in their pocket. But on the other hand, Rise, it just seems like they always have an answer to what their opponent bring to them.
True. It's just they're always ahead of everyone else. And now you mentioned that this is a bit of a lower divine powers compared to their starting lineup. But yeah, let's see if they'll be able to work on that. On the other hand, for Boston, if this is going to be their final lineup for match number 4, will this be a different story? Team Deathmatch, again, they are going to deploy support here, which is the High Priest. And they also have a champion for the one-hit wonder, Bosky, bringing that to the table. Mavis, once again, 11 kills during our previous match. Will he be able to get more kills for this match? Again, Abigail, this will be the last match for the evening. If Rise will be able to sweep it 4-0, but if Boston will be able to get this game, we will be forced for a game number 5. So this is kind of critical. This is do or die. This is go home or go big. This is all or nothing right now.
Yeah, this is going to be the, go big or go home for Boston. They need to just empty their pocket to secure at least one game to prolong, longer their breath in this tournament. If they don't, they will just, commit a lose to Rice with 4-0, and it's a very solid win from Rice if only they can secure that point.
And now, we will be giving you guys a match number 4 here between Bostony and Rice for that match, Frozen World, Terminal Wing level 1 there. We can see it's not holding anyone. So that's a bit of a wastage of skills, probably, but something to look after for. Okay, so I think everyone's a bit careful right now, Abigail.
Yeah, I can see how defensive Boston is right now. They don't want to initiate the war, but Rice is also, I think, the same. But finally, we can see a war here, and Rice is almost cornered by, look at the, the very support from the priest, but it's just they didn't make it.
Once again, Terminal Wings and Frozen World combination AOEs and demonstration, acid demonstration. We're seeing a lot of lasers from that pet being deployed. It's a symphony of skills. We can see a lot of skills. Soul Destroyer from Mavis. Will he be able to go after that player from Rice? PvP also trying to support the players here. Impale will be casted, going for and pushing Rice towards their spawn area. Oh, Bostony, this is a different kind of game, Abigail. They're kind of aggressive right now.
Yeah, because one opportunity is open for Boston and they want to abuse it, and finally they had the chance to push Rice back to the corner, but Rice now trying their best to securing 1 point so they can regrouping again and strengthen their formation to counter the Boston. On the other hand, Boston still do a very good job on separated Rice players and laying damage, and now a victory for Bostony.
Wow!
That quick?
Yes!
I even haven't a chance to, finish my line.
Okay, but don't worry, Abigail will be letting you finish your line. Go!
Oh my god! I was in the middle of my explanation trying to figure out what happened in Rice and what advantage that the Bostony had during the game, and now the game just show up that Bostony won the game. Oh my god.
Yes, the tables have turned for Bostony. This is their first win of the series. Wow, 3-1. Okay, so you mentioned go big or go home. They definitely chose to go big in this match. They go ham. And we're gonna look at the status later on. But Abigail, you mentioned that it was so fast, exactly. And all the skills, the Terminal Wings and the Frozen Worlds, AoEs also were on point. And what really struck me is that Rice doesn't have a High Priest. They've already exhausted the High Priest and deployed it 3 times. So that's the only difference that I can see. How about you?
At this point, this is the very first time during this Thor Cup I need a replay. I didn't replay or at least a highlight. Because I what kind of mistake that Rice did, so they just can be wiped out easily many times. The very first thing that I remember from Rice side is just the priest is taken down first, and it gave a lot of space. The opportunity to Boston to push them to the corner and being a lot of more aggressive towards the Rice players, and it's actually happened, and they abuse it really well. Like Rice trying their best to regrouping again to build back their formation, and it's just not happening because the aggressive level from Boston weren't getting lower during that time, and seems like in a very few seconds every single player from Rice just wipe out, and the moment they respond they still haven't regrouping, and this is the moment the third abuse from Boston works and bring the win for them.
Yes, and we will understand more with the status right now. What really happened there is that it's a complete chaos. Mavis was able to destroy the backlines, PvP as well as Skyfall. On the other hand, we can see a lot of assists coming from Bosti and PvP. On the other hand, it's just Rise kind of taken by surprise. All I can say is the element of surprise. But we already know how Mavis plays his assassin cross. So it's just that for match number 4, Boston was able to put the game onto their hands, dictated the pace, and everything just went fine. And if they continue to play like this, I can see forcing for game number 5. Okay, so
Yeah.
we still have more codes. Wow.
Oh yeah, more codes. And now because this is the 4th round, we're giving you the 4th code. And next, for the 5th match, we'll give you another code. So just make sure you gather a lot of people here in our live stream and watch the Thor Cup together, because this is going to be exciting. I mean, like, this is a very big bounce back for Boston. And I didn't expect they would escalate that round very quick like that. And that's the performance of the assassin that I was waiting for a long time since this Thor Cup, especially the first deathmatch happened.
Yes, and Mavis, our star of our show. Let's see him shine once again for match number 5. For match number 5, once again, this will be drafted or chosen by our teams. Who will be the initiating team? Who will be the following team? So we will be revealing you guys the lineup and the map later on. We haven't seen the MVP or the shape ops being played. We were able to witness the blood and gold and even the card contest. So I want to see shape ops, but I don't think the players are actually opting for that one. Have you played that? I don't like it.
Well, playing shape ops is actually pretty hard, to be honest. And if your composition is like half players is high powers and the other half is, low powers, it will give you main advantage. But who wants to do that kind of very risky composition? I bet no one. But there will be someone who are crazy enough to pick shapeshift ops. I mean, like, this is a tournament.
Not me.
And to give an element of surprise is one of the components, an essential thing to do during the tournament, right?
But not me. All right. So I think we're about to see the map later on. But look at how exhausted most of the players coming from Rise as we draw near the conclusion of our tournament. We're currently at 3-1. Okay, forcing game number 5. Once again, the team Boston team is at the edge. They need to win once more to actually prolong their stay in our tournament. And if Rice will be able to sweep this 4-1, then Rice will be advancing for our grand finals on Saturday. So we still have a lot of players here to be deployed. We have some professors. We have the what do you call this? The assassin still up for grabs.
The rest of the
true 2 deploy counts.
Yeah, the rest of Rice players is pretty much heavy, damage heavy, but
Yes.
they need to think carefully about the assassins from Boston, because the 2 assassins still have 2 attempts. If I'm one attempt left, if I'm not mistaken, because this is still just the 5th round, and it is not. There's a chance it will go to the 6th round, and if it pass to the 7th round, every single player's attempt will be reset to 3 again, and
Yes.
that might be a chance for both teams to get a sudden death. But to this kind of card contest composition, this is the same thing that Boston did. The difference is just they didn't bring the paladin, they didn't have the tank, so it will rely on the professor and the assassin, and the support for high priest will be playing a very important role here, as well as the biochemist. If only the Boston players trying to play with 2 assassins, I don't really think Boston will bring two assassins. At least one assassin will be enough. Mm, but one high priest is a very important
Mm-hmm.
thing. But as long as I remember, Boston didn't have any high priest left, and that's right. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it is your two assassin.
Yeah, you mentioned that having a high priest in your lineup for the card contest is important. I couldn't agree more because you need sustain in order for you to stay near the cart, and you want to be near the cart, or at least how many, 2 or 3 players be near the cart for it to move. And that's how important it is to have your support. Now, having a damage heavy players to be playing for card contest, we can make it work. Of course, we can make it work for Bostony. They can make it work, but let's see, because they can easily target the high priest to actually just even out everything, without the high priest, because they are heavy on damage. But let's see if it will be able to play on their sides, or will Rise be able to finally seal the deal with 4-1. This is getting exciting, Abby.
Yeah, this is going to be exciting. The heavy damage composition against a quite solid and balanced yet burstful composition from Boston, it will be very interesting because I believe both sides were going to play a game of momentum. Which one of these teams can secure their first momentum? So if Rice can do what they do in the Blood and Gold, the Boston wouldn't have any chance to counter them unless they can give a space to their two assassins. So this is pretty much the same with what happened on the Blood and Gold. But I wonder if Boston learn from their mistakes, and try try to build a counter attack against Rice.
Yeah, I'm also thinking if they're gonna go all out to actually just even the occasion. You mentioned 3-3. If they're tied at 3-3, everything will be reset. The deployment will be reset. So I think I don't know if they're gonna opt for that one. But right now, this is a very crucial game for Boston. They need to win this to force match number 6. But for Rice, it's just one game that they've lost. They have a lot more, but we can see here Frozen World will be connected there. Oh, I love that Terminal Wing Purple Polar Knight will be used as well. It has stun and it's slow for 10 seconds and just wiping everyone. Oh, but it's going to be Rice. 2 players from Rice will be dying, but do not fret because they have the High Priest. Now they're being cornered into a corner, being pushed here by Boston. Stephen Chow gonna go down, peaking critically low, but still at least recovering from that. Maybes as well, as Lupin and Maybes dealing so much damage. The spell from the professor will be casted, and now we can see that Home or Boston is actually getting the card.
Yeah, I was going to say that Boston need to, do a very aggressive game with this kind of composition, and they did really well on that early game. And seems like Rice having a very hard time during that moment happened, but I think Rice came up with another idea, which is very interesting, Nikki.
Yeah, interestingly enough, but now Rice is actually regaining the card and it's going to their hands now. They're moving forward for the damage. We can say that Boston is damage heavy and it worked on their terms during the early round, but now Rice was able to regain the card and making it go back to the middle. Now Peking here is waiting for the perfect timing to cast the skills, but Peking is now being damaged by the Terminal Wing. Soul Destroyer will be casted here as well. And we can see that Lupin will be killing 2 kill streaks there. It's just we're like a beach ball here, bouncing from one team to another. The card is still at the middle.
This is a very good strategy from Rice. They make the PKing out of position and they just, bam him with every single skill that they have. And once the Paladin died, it makes Boston formation break down and they can hunt them down every single player, especially the Assassin, which can give Rice players burst.
Yes, Lupin from the backside, backsliding in, going in there with the Soul Destroyer, moving on with this biochemist throwing acid demonstration and demonstration as well, and weapon protection to his teammates. I think everyone knows their job. They're going closely to the cart. This 5v5 in this area, gravity fields will be casted as well. Stephen Chow will be held and dying there. Oh no! Rice is now escorting the cart to the first checkpoint.
And that one momentum brought them a lot of opportunities and advantages to their hand. Because look at the position or maybe the formation of Boston players always break down to two and splits to two sides in like a 3-2, and they barely can get a grip to one position again. Nikki.
Yes, Frozen World will be casted, slowing everyone in this area. They are not conserving their skills. Oh, once again, Polar Knight will be casted. So beautiful terminal wing level 3. And everyone is being stunned and slowed. Peeking Lupin, Kim Nana, maybe Stephen Chow. It's a wipe for Boston. Now's the perfect timing and chance for Rice to actually move the cart into their advantage.
Nice counterattack from Bryce, and because once Boston can regrouping of every single their player and trying to do their strategy again, every single terminal wins it down to them their hat. That is the very moment when Boston didn't have any idea how to get an entry to Rice formation.
Oh, they cannot enter, and every time they try, they are being killed and slaughtered. Look at all the terminal wings being casted right now. Golden Glow will be used there. Firebolt and AOEs as well. Lupin critically low here, going up against that Professor, but he is being held. Lupin trying his best for the Soul Destroyer. Impale will be casted, and it's just so hard for him to take down any from Rice because Rice has a High Priest.
Yeah, and one mistake and one misposition from PKing and one kill to PKing just give a Rice snowball to Boston, and Boston gets snowballed and didn't have figured any idea how to get a grip against this game again.
You're correct. Every time King is down, it's just so hard for them. They tend to crumble. Kim Nana going in strong right there, but it's just so hard as we reach the checkpoint now. Abigail 4-1. Congratulations to Rice. They will be moving on towards our grand finals.
It's a very good game to watch, especially the second card contest. I can see that Boston actually tried their best and using different approaches, and actually it works at first on the early game, but the difference is just one mispositioning from the PKing, and once Rice figure out that if only Boston didn't have the tank player, everything is just easy for them to work with, and it's happening. A very simple thing, one mispositioning, and they do the snowballing. They abuse that momentum to Boston.
Yes, talking about abuse, Boston, their lineup is composed of heavy damage dealer. They don't have the sustain from the High Priest. On the other hand, it's a complete counter by Rice that has a complete balance of control, AOE, damage, and of course, their support from the High Priest. And now we will be showing you guys the stats for match number 5.
Yeah, it's pretty much like a glass cannon composition from Boston, since they didn't have any High Priest on their lineups, and it also relies too much on momentum. So once you can open or maybe break the formation of your opponent, the burden of the two assassins will be pretty much easier. And also the other problem from Boston's composition is they didn't provide any stronghold. And that's the opposite of what Rice did. Each time they secure a repositioning, and they finally regrouping from each player to one spot. They just do a stronghold and give a very solid damage to Boston.
Yes, and look at our MVP. Although the kills are well distributed amongst the players of Rice, we can see here the MVP with 11 and 16 assists, giving himself 22 points in the process. And I think it was a calculated deployment of players. They tend to give the match number 4 to Boston, I don't know, and actually reserve the best for match number 5, because we can see how the players from Rice definitely shine and shown what they're made of. shown us what they're made of, and for now they will be advancing to our finals. And Abigail, let's talk about these players. They've known each other since Odin Cup. They've been going up against one another, Bostony and Rice, but Rice will be the victors for this evening and advancing towards Saturday's grand finals.
Exactly. The Saturday's grand final will be very big for Rice because they're going to be the only team, at least for today, that can secure grand final twice in a year. And if I can give my opinion about the MVPs, although Bubble Sins did a very good job by killing here and there, if I was going to give the MVP, I wouldn't give it to him. I would give it to every single professors in Rice lineup. I'm sorry, Bubble Sins, but the professor's job is too good to be true and too good to enjoy. And this is the very last quote. Not very last code, I think, because we already secured the 5th round, and this is the 5th round code for you. So just grab your phone and read him the code.
Yes, and once again, congratulations to Team Rice. You will be advancing to our grand finals with a 4-1 sweep against Team Bostony. Rice, once again, like Abigail mentioned a while ago, will be the first team to be waiting at the tippity top of our tournament at the grand finals on Saturday. Wow.
This is a very intense 1 hour, in my opinion, because although Bostony only had 1 round won, I believe what they brought here is, again, enjoyed every single adventures in our live stream today, because they do their best to win this game. They try their best to secure at least more points to compete against Rice, but we can't have 2 winners, we can't have 2 champions. There will be a person who will advance to the next stage, and there will be a person who will just leave the legacy. And this is the very last code for you. Fight for Thor Cup Champions 66. Just grab your phone already and redeem the code and enjoy the rewards from us.
Yes, and I will be claiming that later on. Of course, my guildmates too from Pug Rules, they will be claiming that too. And yes, it has been a
wonderful journey.
Wonderful journey indeed. From match number 1 until match number 5, we've seen a lot of maps, but we weren't able to see shape ops. I don't really like that, but hopefully too.
I would love to, but it would be giving us a headache.
It's just so hard to be getting the transformation scroll to become MVPs, and it has different skills, but we will be covering that probably on our next live stream. And yes, that was our matches for the evening. And still, if you're currently watching right now, please share the live stream, because I think we have a couple of more analysis and announcement for the evening. Any jobs that actually took your interest during the matches, Abigail?
Exactly, because we're going to wait for the 3rd job release.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I think it's going to be Archery Shop.
I don't think so. I expect a lot more surprises from our Ragnarok origin. But yeah, I'm waiting for the 3rd job. I think I will stay in Priest. I have several accounts, to be honest. So I have Paladins, I have the LK, also I have the Priest account. Although a lot of my friends say that I didn't fit.
Yes, I think we will be having a bit of a review of what happened this evening. And there you go. So again, if you just tuned in, this is actually the highlights of the evening, Abigail. So this was the team deathmatch. We can see the frozen world being thrown there, even the terminal wings. And look at how beautiful the level 3 is. That's going to be the Polar Knight. It can stun and slow your enemies for 10 seconds. And I really love that.
And the very first deathmatch is a very solid one from Rice. They only lose their players once, and it's not a totally wipe out, because they only gave three players died at that time, and now they're and after every single player respawned again, they just push Boston back to the corner, and Boston didn't have any chance to do the counter attack, which is very interesting to see from Rice and kind of expected from Rice because they're very structured and organized team, and I know their comms is pretty much strong, and that's the every single component that makes Rice sort of unbeatable or at least really hard to beat, and Boston is a prime example of how hard it is to take down Rice on that match.
Yes. And you can see here that this is a different map. Moving on towards the cart contest here, we can see that it's always Bostony who gets the upper hand. Then eventually during the rallies and the sustains, Rice was able to always come back and get back with the cart. You can see the high priest always at the middle, just healing everyone. You can see a couple of players here situated at this area, and that's how scattered they are. And that's how Rice is actually in a stack going up against the stack of PvP from Boston team.
At this point, I think Boston on the second game, especially the card contest, they just keep their strategies not opened until the blood and gold happened. But to give away 2 points to your opponent in this situation, it does not really give them any good advantage. And also, suffering 2 games is also giving them more burdens at the same time. So
Yeah.
I don't see any good things about the card contest on Boston side, but on the Blood and Gold, actually, I saw a little bit different approach from them. I can see a different strategy through their composition, but the thing is, it just didn't work out because Rice just outplayed Boston during Blood and Gold.
Yeah, talking about blood and gold, it was that corrected because I mentioned kills, but it's actually gold that the assassin gathered 11 gold points. I thought it was kills. Sorry about the mix-up, but again,
It's okay, baby.
it's thank you, Charisma baby. Sorry, I got mixed up with the kills and the coins, but yeah, it's always the objective of getting coins in the blood and gold. And this is the moment that the Boston team employed the very first time to employ their assassin. We can see that the assassin is actually trying his best to go for the backlines, to go for the support or the squishy ones, but it's just so hard because the squishy ones are well guarded by the biochemists, and you can't really go near the professors because before going in near the professors, you will already receive damage. So I think Rice is just a headache. Their team is a complete headache. Their team is a complete team that you want to look out for the grand finals because they're really, really strong.
Yeah, exactly. Not to mention about their another objective with this kind of movement, because I mentioned before that Rice is always using one position or four squishy players moving around together to lock up one player and just hit them until they die, and the assassin will do the job to the last hit. But I can see another thing with this kind of movement. They drag every single Boston player to the side of the map so there will be late to collect the golds.
Yeah, so that's another strategy to look out for blood and gold. Now, this is going to be once again the team deathmatch for match number 4. As scheduled, match number 1, 4, and 7 will be team deathmatch. We can see this was the slow pacing. I told you that they kinda are careful, but I think the first clash will be won by Boston. I can't recall, but yeah, I think the first match will be won by Boston, and I think this is going to be the first match that Boston actually got.
Exactly, and this win from Boston is actually what we can expect from this kind of composition. You break their formation, and you just give a space to the assassins, and the assassins just killing here and there, just slaying every single squishy players from Rice, and didn't give any space to Rice to do regroup or building their formation again. And that's a prime example from Boston about what should they do with this kind of composition, not holding the assassin, but in opening a space instead.
But unfortunately enough, they cannot pick the team deathmatch for game number 5. Though they capitalized on this, they won this, and employing 2 assassins actually gained them 1 point in our series. You look at all the skills being casted, and Rice is just out there taking all the damage. And now, it's just like we mentioned a while ago, it wasn't so fast. It was a fast game indeed. Moving on towards our game number 5 of the series, it's again Cart Boost chosen by Team Rice.
Yeah, this is the moment when Bosnia again did a different approach, but one mistake and or I can say is just one mispositioning can create a disaster to Bosnia sides, because finally Rice figured out that as long as Bosnia didn't have to PK as an already paladin, everything is just easier on their hands. And after they figure out that thing, they just keep killing PKing, get a separate PKing from every single player of Bosnia. And after the PKing died, they just had every single squishy players, especially the assassin, because the assassin needs PK, and PKing plays an important role here to open the space to distract every single Rice players, and or if only PKing cannot just distract every single player from Rice, what PKing can do instead of that is just pushing them to the corner and make them frustrated because they didn't have any space to move. And that's the moment when the assassin can do their job, but that's not happening because they don't have any PKing anymore.
Yeah, and which only proves that Rice knows which target to pick up first, and that's going to be picking, and then the rest they can actually just kill everyone. So I can really sense a huge confidence from Rice here, just throwing all the skills there. I really love the purple one. I love that, but I keep on telling you guys because I hardly see Polar Knight being deployed because it's the 3rd level of Terminal Wing. So yeah, to be seeing it in a tournament like this, it's something to look out for. But
exactly,
yes, I think we'll be having I think we're gonna discuss the next match for Friday.
Yeah, and the next Friday matches already set up for us. It will be Ragnarok versus Sushi B, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check again.
Yes, you're right.
The asset for you. Yeah, Sushi B. This is going to be a very interesting match too to look out in the future, especially on Friday. So make sure you follow our social media and mark your calendar and mark the dates on the 24 November, so we can watch it together and you can collect a lot of redeem codes from us.
Yes, and talking about our social media channels, you can get the latest. I think we're gonna flash the Discord channel. Later on, we're gonna flash it so that you guys can join our official Discord channel. But yeah, so we will be having those teams on Friday. But for now, it will be Rice to advance to our grand finals. For those who just tuned in, we were able to show you guys the highlights from match number 5, and we will be showing you guys the results for today.
Yes, this is the result of today's matches. So Rice secured their win with 4-1 score, and Bosnia only get 1 from Rice. But I think this is a very interesting match to see because what Bosnia did, it proves to us that having one kind of strategy for each mode wouldn't be enough to secure your win to the grand final, especially if your opponent is typically having a lot of strategies in their pocket like Rice.
Yes, and we will be showing you guys the next match for Friday. Okay, November 24th, again 2030, Raw Dog versus Sushi 5. I don't know how beta. Okay.
Yeah. Sushi 5 beta. Okay. So they have 5 betas? I don't. Beta's supposed to be
Probably.
only one, but to have 5 betas? Uh, I want to say something about this, but
I
I
actually
don't
watched
think
them.
I don't think this is
'Cause-
appropriate to say that.
Okay, let's save that for Friday. But honestly, I watched them because they fought against Code last night. All right. So, guys, we will be inviting you to please join our official Discord community. We have a lot of exclusive rewards available in our
Mhm.
community. So please do join because we will be giving away free in-game items available daily, access to massive collection of game guides, find teammates, join guilds, find your loved one. Just joking. Be the
Wow.
person who about patch updates.
Wow. Well,
So
that can be a highlight for joining our Discord, guys.
yes.
I'm like, being the first to know about page updates is the second important thing you need to know about our Discord. Finding a loved one is surely the most essential thing. And also, I would like to invite you to hit the follow and subscribe button for our Facebook and YouTube channel because the next match will be live on our YouTube channel, which is Ragnarok Origin Global. And don't forget to follow our Facebook as well to get the latest information about this Thor Cup and upcoming tournament.
All right. And we have come to the end of our matches. Okay. Before we actually formally bid farewell to our fans and players or friends, do you have anything to say?
I think
Or thank-
the only thing that I would love to see is the redeem code, but we already gave our fans here, especially the adventurers on our live stream, a lot of redeem codes, and I'm really sure that they already enjoyed the rewards as well as Nikki later.
Yes, and I will just have a brief shout out to my friends from Pug Rules and Code from server Pantera Server 6. And thank you to our friends. And how about you, Abigail? Any shout out?
I just want to say thank you to every single adventurers here who already stay with us from the start until the end of the match. This is the time for us to say goodbye. If there's any mistake from us or the crew behind us, which is, accidentally or not accidentally, we would love to say sorry. Again, in the future, we will do better. So stay safe, guys. Be happy. Have a good night. So Nikki and Abigail will be signing out. Bye bye.